Hey everybody, I am Captain Zeus and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing my first ever movie review on the movie Mortal Kombat, the 2021 released. Now, I have a couple of things to go over, the pros, cons, the okays, the questions, the usual stuff. This is going to be a spoiler warning for people that have not seen the movie. If you have seen the movie, feel free to go on ahead after this little intro segue. If you're not a Mortal Kombat fan, you're going to absolutely love this movie. If you're a Mortal Kombat fan, it's going to kind of put you off a bit. So, first up, we're going to talk about the pros. The pros for the movie was obviously, one, the action scenes. The action scenes were absolutely beautiful. Amazingly choreographed. There were amazing stunts. The actors did an amazing job. The guy that plays Hanzo Hasashi, I can never remember these guys' names, but he did a great job as Scorpion. The guy that plays Sub-Zero was absolutely amazing. I know if I'm not mistaken, it was the director told him to slow down his movements for the camera because he was going so fast for his combat, which that's just amazing. And the CGI flow for these action scenes was really flawless. Like, it looked absolutely smooth and it came out great. The CGI, speaking of, was pretty good. Like, in most movies for Warner Brothers, they are pretty good, but I know, like Marvel, Disney, sometimes it's overbearing and it's like really bad sometimes. The only time there was a bad moment of CGI was with Scorpio in the beginning when he was fighting one of the Lin Kuei foot soldiers, but it wasn't really obvious afterwards. It was really flowed nice and it was awesome. The casting for these characters was spot on, absolutely perfect, except for two instances, Raiden and Melina, which we'll go into later, but everyone else was spot on. Kano, awesome. Sonya, amazing. Jax, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, I could go on. The casting was amazing. Whoever was in charge of that did the best job possible. Video game references, like the fatalities, for one. Fatalities were absolutely awesome. Like, I loved seeing that. I was excited when that was what they were going to do for the movie in the first place. Seeing it was beautiful. I've literally geeked out multiple times, like when Kung Lao did the fatality on Itara. Literally jumped in my seat. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. There's also the Kano Liu Kang fight. There was a little, like, fourth wall break, if you will, where Liu Kang's swiping Kano's feet.
Cute. Real cute. Let's see you try down again. That the only move you know, mate. Ah! Oh, fuck.
There was also the Easter eggs. The Easter eggs were honestly really cool to see. There's like Shinnok's amulet, Nightwolf, Katana's blades, Koro Khan, and I'm sure there were other ones as well. But those were some cool Easter eggs to show, like, the expanded MK universe that they were trying to, like, lean in on. And then Kano was absolutely hilarious. That guy got me laughing every single time. There wasn't a moment when he wasn't talking that I wasn't laughing. He really made the whole movie. I mean, besides Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero was exactly what we needed. He was evil when he needed to, came in, killed some shit, left. That was it. Like, he was the ideal villain of that entire movie. It was awesome. Now, some of the okay stuffs about the movie that I'm kind of just like iffy about was like Arcana. I liked the concept of it, the idea of, like, one, the mark signifying that you're chosen as a fighter for the tournament, and it could help give you some powers. But what I wasn't a fan of was when, like, Jax and Kano got their powers. They don't have powers. They just have, like, Jax has mechanical arms because he lost his to Ermac, well, in this case Sub-Zero. And then Kano has, like, that metal eye that has a laser beam in it because Black Dragon. It doesn't make sense how he's lifting up a boulder and he just grows metallic arms that boosts his strength. Like, I can get, like, maybe a strength boost, but you don't just grow your freaking RoboCop arms out of Arcana. That was stupid. And then Kano having a laser coming out of his eye. It made sense, but it also didn't at the same time. So just put it there. Cole Young, he was an okay moment. Like, all 4 new characters and whatnot, and I mean, he was really just a filler character, but he really wasn't needed, to be honest. I didn't like how they try to connect him to Scorpion as like a descendant of him, which like the whole deal was Scorpion's whole bloodline's just gone, kaput, because of Sub-Zero, aka Quan Chi. But I don't know. It felt like the only one that knew was Raiden, and obviously Shang Tsung, I think, was the only one that he knew he was the last descendant. And I mean, it really didn't do anything. Like, yeah, you're the last descendant, but what's up with the prophecy? Doesn't really come up except for like Shang Tsung saying it once, maybe twice. And then when he realizes his power, it's like armor, but it's like Black Panther armor, but instead of absorbing impacts, which seemed to do, and boost it back, it gave him a baton and blade. That didn't make any sense. I didn't know what was up with that. I was really confused. And then he was very cliche. He was just like, I'm here to die for my family. And honestly, I was hoping his family died to give him more motivation to actually be involved in the fight. He was just kind of like unwillingly like all into it. I don't know. They probably should have just left him out. There's a lot of other characters they could have had as the main character, like Liu Kang, even Kung Lao, or Johnny Cage, which I know they didn't have him in the movie, but there's a lot of other characters they could have had as the main. Even Raiden, just have Raiden as the main character. And also Cole Young's like fighting style resembles Stryker, so I'm like especially like with the baton, even though Stryker's a cop and Cole Young's an MMA fighter, it just seemed like that was kind of the style they were going for, which you might as well just put Stryker in there, which that would have been cool because you already have Cabal. And then those Easter eggs as well, that was another thing that kind of like threw me off, which, yeah, it's cool to see that they're expanding the universe of MK, which is like slowly letting you know, but he had Shinnok's amulet, which he doesn't get till later on in the MK storyline because he defeats Shinnok and kind of corrupts him and makes him evil, which could make sense why he's kind of like a douchebag, which I'll go into later. But I was like, I didn't get why they had that there, really. And it was really only brought up that one time. Then there was the Night Wolf, which he's a great character. I was kind of hoping to see him in there. That would have been dope. Maybe we'll see him later, hopefully. And then there's obviously the Cole Khan reference. And then Katana reference, I'm like, is she dead? Yeah, like, it looks like she's dead, which that would really bother me, how she's like dead right now. But I mean, I'll go into that in a little bit here. The cons of the movie was one, Raiden was a huge con. That guy was negative as hell. He's kind of a douchebag, and he didn't seem like a wise god that's trying to help protect. He just seemed like, oh my god, I really don't want to be here. These guys is what I have to work for. Are you serious? Like, you're all useless pieces of shite. Like, get the frick out of here. Like, we're literally gonna die because of you. Like, that's not how he is. In the games, he's always been, first of all, formal. He's like Liu Kang of Earthrealm, Shao Kahn of Outer World, whatever. He's very formal. He's always been, like, encouraging, no matter who's getting their ass kicked. He's like, we must do this. We will do this to protect Earthrealm. And he always keeps saying, like, may the Elder Gods protect us. I didn't hear him say that once. Like, he didn't mention anything about the Elder Gods, except for, like, saying the gods don't interfere. The other thing that I didn't like was Melina. First of all, she's not black. Why was she black? Nothing against black people whatsoever. Not to be racist whatsoever. But it didn't make sense to have her black at all. She didn't fit the character at all. She barely looked Tarkatan. All you saw was like her. You just see red-ish, purplish black around her mouth, which I'm like, was that supposed to signify blood or what? And her teeth weren't sharp at all. It looks like she got busted up in the face a couple of times, so she's got implants in there because they're all jagged. And I'm like, if you're gonna have Melina in there, you should have had Baraka. He would have been a better, like, dummy goon. It would have been easier to introduce Tarkatans and easier segue to introduce Melina because you already have Baraka there. And then maybe in the second movie you introduce Katana, which, if you're gonna have Melina there and you're not gonna have Katana, I don't get it. Yeah, it really didn't make any sense. They should have just probably had Ermac in there, which could have been a little nod that, you know, since he's the one that took off Jax's arms. Baraka, as I mentioned, that would have been an easier segue. Those were really the big cons. Besides, Raiden Melina just really threw me off. The story also was just kind of weird. It really had to do with the Arcana. Like, it kind of flowed, but it kind of didn't. It was weird. It was really weird. There was a lot of things that just kind of like threw me off about the story that didn't make sense. Like, are they fighting in the tournament? Are they not fighting in the tournament? And if they didn't fight in the tournament, is the next movie supposed to be the actual tournament? It was just weird, but I did like most of the action. Everything else was really great. Some questions I did have was that actually Reptile that was fighting Kano and Sonya, or was that just someone of his race? I know they didn't specifically say Reptile in the movie, but everyone, like, via YouTube and social media is referring to him as Reptile. I don't think he's Reptile, but like I said, it wasn't clarified, so I really wouldn't know. And then, are they going to introduce Quan Chi? When Shang Tsung, like, teleported everybody away, which also, what's up with his freaking black eyes? What was up with that? That didn't make any sense. And he's not supposed to be, you know, a ruler of Outworld or anything like that. He's supposed to be helping Shao Kahn to try to take over everything. That was another thing that I can get into at another point. That was another thing that was just kind of weird. But Quan Chi would have been great because, one, it shows like as an end credit scene or like at the end of the movie, like, hey, these guys aren't really dead. I'm gonna bring them back. Boom. Now you get to see these guys in the next movie, which is completely okay because he can bring people back from the dead. Or you can make them their Revenant selves. So, like, Sub-Zero becomes Noob Saibot, which would have been absolutely amazing. It would have been an amazing way to show how Scorpion got his powers as well. It's not hard to do an Easter egg or, like, an end credit scene with Quan Chi. Like, I don't get why they didn't do that, especially with the semi-teasers of it. You know, Scorpion, the whole, like, the dead never really dies. It's a gateway to another portal kind of deal. Like, I don't know. Those are some things that I had some questions on, but overall, I mean, I give the movie like a 7.5 out of 10. I did enjoy it. I would watch it again, but it just, there's some of those things that just kind of put me off that I wouldn't like recommend if you're like a huge Mortal Kombat fan. But I'm Captain Zeus. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think about the video and about Mortal Kombat in general. Like, what did you think about it? What did you think of the movie and the franchise? And why was Melina there? Like, I didn't get that. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.